Hello, friends. It's Lucas of I Met Lucas. So I had to drive up to Utah this weekend to help bury my best friend's brother, which is weird. He's only a few years older than me. Not in good health. Not somebody who. Well, obviously now he's really not in good health. But before that, he was not in good health. Not somebody who took care of himself very well. But I'm in Utah, and as you know, Utah is sort of the home of the Mormons. And, the only time that atheists really think about God is when we have to go to church with families who are believers, who have services at church and who are grieving. I guess the thing is, what struck me today, true or false, is that you get the impression by watching the bereaved that they don't really believe what they believe. I don't want to get emotional here. I don't want to get. I am sad for Brian's passing because of all the things that he will not do. And he's a Mormon. He has a very large family. He has lots of kids. And they're mostly older. The youngest one is 14. The rest are adults. But still, I mean, there's plenty to do with your kids, when they're grown up, right? So I am sad for that reason. I'm sad because Brian will not be able to do the things he wanted to. But what he wanted to do, what he really wanted to do, what he made the focus of his entire life was heaven. He wanted to go to heaven. And so and so he's in his 40s. He would have had another 45, 50 years, given a normal lifespan. So 45 or 50 years without his kids, and then he'll be with them for eternity. Big deal. He can catch up then. Plus, according to their beliefs, and they said it 100 times. He's looking down. He's with us. He's only gone in body. We're putting his earthly remains in the ground, but we're not. He's still here. He's among us. He's with us. He's alive in Jesus. And I don't believe that they believe this. I don't believe that they believe that. The level of sadness around someone's death is too great. Like, you hear Christians will say that, we have this desire to be moral. We have an innate desire to be moral because we know that God exists and God tells us that we're supposed to be moral. No, I don't think so. I think what we really know is that that's it. That is it. All these people, that's it. They're done. And I guess I just wanted to say hug your people. Don't put anything off, because it's not a 40 or 50 year break. It's forever. It's eternity. Hug your people. Do the things you said you were going to do. Live like crazy. If you don't have a bucket list, make one and start checking them off like you've been diagnosed with cancer. Because that's exactly what happened to Brian. He went to the doctor 8 weeks ago with a heart problem. This guy's not even, what is he? He was 46. 46-year-old guy goes into the doctor's office. He's already had a heart attack. He's diagnosed with diabetes at age 11, obviously given to him by his all-loving God. Anyway, goes to the doctor 8 weeks ago, and the doctor says, oh, and by the way, Brian was a doctor. So he was having this conversation, with all the technical terms of what's going wrong with his heart and his health, and his father was there. I got another video to make about his father, but when his father finally said, well, Doc, I hear you guys saying all these things, but what does that mean? How is Brian? And the doctor looked at Brian and said, well, you already know this, but if you have a bucket list, you need to start checking those things off, because you don't have long. And Brian, try as he might, was not able to take care of himself very well. He was a sweet guy, very much concerned with how everybody else was doing, and not willing to take care of himself, and sometimes unable. Depression's a bitch, right? So anyway, point is, you would expect a level of sadness from people who believe that their earthly job is done, but the greatest reward, the best thing that could ever happen to them was live as righteous and holy a life as you are able, and then go to heaven when your body dies, and then you're there for eternity in complete bliss. You would expect those people, the ones who really believe that, to rejoice. This should be a party. Why are there tears? I don't understand it. If you really believe this, why are you not rejoicing? Yay, Brian made it to heaven. I mean, I know it's a very fundamentalist view that I have, but I just don't know how to take it any other way. If this is the pitch, if this is the message, we have to live well so that we can go to heaven and be with God. Why? What for? Everything that you care about is here. God, okay, they say God loves you. Great. That's one entity who loves you. Brian had, oh my God, I have not been to a funeral that big in a while. The only bigger funeral I've ever seen was for police officers and firefighters. And this guy's got a big family, has a lot of friends, moved around, touched a lot of lives. And I bet if we could go ask him, how do you feel about this? Which would you rather do? Lay in that pine box, and he's literally in a pine box, which I think is beautiful. It's great. Which would you rather do? Lay in that pine box or go back to the church and have potluck meatballs with us. You know he's going to choose potluck meatballs. Love your people, man, because there is nothing waiting for you. And you know it. Anyway, good luck. I want to make a video about Brian's dad, who's like second dad to me. I'll do that later. Bye.